Text-to-speech enable.
Wrong side. Wrong side. Oh. All right, this message typed in here is the text to speech does not work on YouTube chat, period. I will occasionally read the chat messages, period. not ignoring you, comma, thanks for your understanding. Period. Send pin message. Change this to all messages. There are all messages. I think we're ready. Ready to go. Starlink is all good. All right, everybody, I think we're gonna get on the road. I think we got everything packed. Motorcycle, quick look over.
Reg 9K said, it's early. Finding aliens or heading back?
We are headed back today. I'm probably just gonna take the quickest route instead of, super scenic route. Hang on, I gotta do the obligatory. Hang on a sec, y'all. The YouTube chat is not on right now. Oh, what happened now? Gonna have to tighten that.
Dad Life said, early stream, good morning.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Dad Life, how you doing? Excuse me. Gotta tighten this screw on this mount here real quick. Can't seem to get it in the hole. There's a little hair on it. There we go. All right, everybody. I'm gonna do a quick pee and we're gonna hit the road. Give me just a sec. I'm gonna use this microphone here. nose one more time so I'm not like sniffling in the helmet and right into the microphone. Alright everybody, we're going to get on the road. For all the early birds that are in the stream, there's a good chance you're going to still see some aliens because we're going to head back to the main area of town. So you're definitely going to be able to see some of the early bird aliens that are up and about. I'm going to lose chat for just a minute. I'm going to turn the location on. Location. There we go. Alright, we now have location live. Well, at least we're getting a good start before all the winds and everything. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry for anybody who was sleeping. Did I pin that message on YouTube? Let's see here. Yes, I did. Okay. I was out here at 4 o'clock in the morning. Walked down to that Allsup's down the street. Get coffee, a little breakfast sausage, biscuit with bacon and egg. Whew. A little chilly this morning. But, yeah, I think we're going to Just a wee bit chilly. Perk and jerk. I don't know that I would want to go to a coffee shop called the Perk and Jerk. What do y'all think? The Perk and Jerk. Or that's just could just be my corrupt mind, right? Oh man. I am corrupt, y'all. I am legitimately corrupt. If opportunity arises, I will try to take a quick opportunity to just say hello one more time or good morning to a few of the one or two of the local green creatures, alien life out here. Like I said, I'm pretty sure some of them are up early. That guy is going to the grocery store in his robe. All right. I think I'm starting to love Roswell. Just get up in your slippers and your robe and go to the Albertsons. All right, look here. We got a one of our little friendly aliens out here, y'all, as promised. Oops, didn't mean to stall it, but I guess we did. So, got a pink one and a green one here, and we're gonna see a few more as we're heading out of town. I'm pretty sure the local alien that's still holding up the Dunkin' Donuts sign is probably up and early this morning. We will see. Oh man, I could really use a hip adjustment right now. If you look closely, you might, I'll try to point them out if I see them, but there's still even a few UFOs in certain areas. That's kind of a fake one right there. I don't know that that's a real UFO. And right here on the left, everybody, look. Dunkin' Donuts, like they got him working early today, holding up the Dunkin' Donuts sign. What? I promised alien, I'm telling you, they're all around here. I got even one last night holding a burrito. We're probably going to pass it again over here. And we're coming up on, this is where you went to school, right? Is that my understanding, Reg? Did I misunderstand that part? Ugh. Oh, okay. Portales. Oh, okay. E-N-N-M-U. Okay. Not NMMI. Getting my acronyms mixed up here. Yeah, that's what it was. Alright, everybody, look, they still have remnants of a UFO right here in the parking lot. I don't know if you can see that right there. And I feel like I didn't do a good job stretching my legs out. Feel a little tightness still in my calves. My hips are still tight. Just, I don't know what it is. It just seems like ever since the need for like training for performance has gone, how well I take care of myself has kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to say it's gone. I do a pretty good job. It's just not as laser focused as it was when I was focusing on high performance. Now, you know, nutrition, exercise is more about survival than performance. And I got to somehow kind of get that, I don't think I need that full structured mentality to come back, but there is something to be said about how better you feel and look, you know, when you're, you know, working and putting effort to taking good care of your body. Now, granted, I think some of this ache is just, the conditions of just the overall ride and, still dealing with the restricted blood flow in this leg here. So I think it's what some of it is. I do have my compression socks on today. I probably should have wore a full leg compression. I just don't know how well the breathability is on those ones that I just got. These ones here are an all wool compression. It's been a while since I've gone this way, y'all, so I'm kind of, when I get to the Vaughn area, I might kind of get a little confused. I probably should stop and I should probably stop, pull over, and kind of look at my main highways that I need to take. Because I'm probably going to head over to Vaughn and then straight up. I want to say the road that I'm getting on off of this is 285. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've done this trip, but I didn't get lost on the way out, and that was a whole new road, and with the exception of some of it was road I hadn't seen in over 20 years. Granted, it didn't look as familiar as I thought it was going to be, but man, that sun is bright. Close my sun shield down a little bit. $55 already, huh? Whew, man, that air is crisp. Okay. Yep, that's the one I want. I figure I kind of just beeline home this morning instead of taking the super scenic route. If y'all weren't here yesterday for nearly 6-7 hours of live streaming, you missed all the scenic route of getting down here. So this is going to be a little less scenic route. Definitely going to be quicker getting home. It's supposed to be 3 hours this way versus the other way is 4 hours and 11 minutes, and then you add on top of all the stops I made, it turned it into about a 6.5 hour day. Zip this jacket up a little bit. I was debating on whether to put the liner in this jacket this morning or not, and I was like, we'll survive. It's not that cold. Even with the hydration on all day yesterday, I didn't do a very good job of staying hydrated yesterday. It took a while to, I bought some additional water when I filled up at the gas station. I even bought more water when I got my coffee this morning, just trying to catch up on overall hydration. So it's only 3 hours a day. Probably, I'm not going to be out that long, but I still need to really pay attention to my hydration. I'm sure that could have something to do with this. I don't even want to call this down here near necessarily cramp tightness. It's probably leaning towards cramping because I can feel every now and then like the muscles are just like wanting to lock up. I was hoping it wouldn't happen in my sleep. I always gotta love that. Look at this. I have the entire road all to myself. Hamstring, huh? I never had a well, maybe I have. Yeah, I would say I have. But predominantly for me, it's usually calf or in the arch of my foot. You ever get the ones in your arch in your foot? Oh, man. I don't know what's worse. Hamstring, calf, or foot. I'd say foot. Because, man, you're like limping the whole following day. Well, at least we're out early, beat all the winds getting home today. Man, these crosswinds were, boy, they were tough to deal with yesterday. See that fire, smoke from the fire out there on that mountain that I went past. What mountains are those? Coming out of Capitan Hondo. You can see all the smoke going up. Is that what it is? Okay. smells so, what is that, alfalfa? It smells so fresh. Got that like cool air and you smell all that alfalfa. Oh, really? Ski. Yeah, I guess that's high enough for snow and ski, huh? I would have known that. What do we got here? Oh, it's just a curve in the road. Okay, I see. All right. Wind's getting a little chilly. I'm kind of almost wishing I put the liner in the jacket. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. I got full finger gloves in my truck and and a liner. Chat for just a moment. Apache. want to do that trip again, but maybe do a loop around like Rio Doso, Capitan, Carrizozo. Just kind of do a loop and then stay somewhere in that area. If I don't just like make it a long day trip, you know. I think that's kind of one of the neat things about New Mexico is that I can make a lot of these trips into just long day trips where I can still return home. I don't know, I think the Roswell though one, this one I just did, was kind of, I knew it was going to be at my limit. So I think it was smart to grab a hotel and not, I mean, I was wiped out at the other day. I was wanting to go to bed. I was already laying down in bed watching, not Netflix, but I was watching movies. What did I watch last night? War Dogs on YouTube. I was already laying in bed by, geez, I don't know, 6:37, trying not to go to sleep. I was up at 4 o'clock yesterday. It's up at 4 o'clock again today. At least we'll be home early, get some things done. Have time for a nap. Gotta check on all my PCs with that brief power outage. Everything's shut off, so I think the missus fired up my main PC for me, but the gaming PC, I just told her to leave it off. I'll worry about that one when I get home. She fired up the streaming PC in the gym. Yeah, I need to get it. Need to get another one. The only problem is though, let me think about that here. I would almost have to put, so maybe, tell me if this seems legit, Reg. Put a smaller UPS, like the size that I have in my office. I know you don't know what size that is, but let's just say it's a smaller UPS. Put that over where I have the modem and the routers and the router. Put a larger one in my office, and put a larger one also in the gym where the streaming PC is. Because if the power goes out on the PC and the power goes down on the modem, you're still dead in the hole, right? So you would need a UPS on the router and the modem. So I'm looking at least 3. I mean, really, I could get away with 2, but I really should just bite the bullet and get 3. 2 bigger ones. I'd say a smaller one, which really it's the size of the one that's in my office that's bad right now. Can you replace the batteries in those things? I wonder if you could just do that instead of replacing the whole thing. Because I think that's what's wrong with the one in my office, is it's just I think the battery's just bad. gonna have to look up some UPSs and reinvest in those. Yeah, I want to say I recall, it's been a long time since I looked at that one in my office, but I want to say there was a compartment on it. And I kind of recall it. Yeah, this one has, it's a good sized brick. It has some on one side that are battery and some on the other side that are just surge protector, non-battery. I don't know. I want to say the number that stands out on me is 650. I don't know why that number stands out on me. It's that's an old one. Like, I don't even know why I'm using it other than it's like just it's basically a power strip right now. And every time the power goes out, it beeps like crazy. I got it at Best Buy a while ago. Well, complain about the cold, and now it's already warming up a little. Yeah, I think I'll look at that when I get home. Well, not soon. At some point when I'm home, look at backups. Definitely going to need 3 though, because there's no point on backing up. Make sure the PC stays live if the modem goes down, because the modem is in a closet. Modem and routers are, and then I would have to make sure that the router and that would be easy. The router where the streaming PC is also on that battery backup, because I got a fully Cat 7 hardwired mesh. So I got a main router, but in the internet closet where the modem is, and I got 2 hardwired. You can do it. They will switch to Wi-Fi, but I had my house pre-ran with Cat 7 because I knew exactly where I was going to put everything. So I got 2 nodes on each. It's kind of like a triangle. I got them set up in a triangle. So there's one over in the gym, and there's one over in my wife's office near the kitchen. So it's like kind of makes like a triangle. But they're all hardwired. So I have the streaming PC hardwired into that router, so I would need to make sure that router stays live too. But that's easy because they're both the IRL PC and the router are pretty. They might actually be sharing the same power strip right now. What I'm going to be working on. It's like 360 blue sky. I don't think there's a cloud in the sky in New Mexico right now. Cow everywhere. This road is definitely not as nice and scenic as coming around the way I came, you know. But it's all good. Just kind of reminds you how Is it really? I was just about to say something about nice to know that like they're flat spots in New Mexico, although this is kind of like rolling hill. This is considered the flattest spot in America, or this area. That would mean that it's like by square mile the least amount of elevation is what I guess, because like, you know, I can still see like off in the distance, like even though I can see the mountains way out there, can't see much beyond the horizon out here because the kind of hill kind of rises. Okay, yeah, because there's a lot of like rolling hills like all around, but I get what you're saying. It's like, because it's not like flat, like perfectly flat, but I totally get it by like total square miles, the least amount of like elevation. Because I mean, yeah, you can see all the way out. I know you all can't see what I'm seeing, but like all the way out to the Capitan Mountains, and that is far. Well, just sure a lot of is going fast here. This guy's coming up on me fast, and that truck earlier was going by. I need to get Dad Life on the hook. Talk about this. How do I do music without sending it to the VOD? Kind of curious how that works. I had some ideas, some subtle ideas on how it might work. I'm just wondering. I don't know. I do have questions about it though. like how, especially in an IRL situation, I could almost understand it from a desktop perspective. Oh, there he is. He is there. Hey, but I need to call you. I want to talk about that. I want to figure out. Think about this here for just a moment, okay? What would be really cool, and don't get me wrong, I like streaming my own music. I create my own music so that I can have it out there, but sometimes it's just really nice to listen to the music you grew up with, you know? Some 80s stuff, some 90s stuff. I would like to figure out how, this is the challenge, interesting. Okay, and here's the other challenge, okay? My understanding is like, so this real-time IRL will not simultaneously do text-to-speech and Spotify. It's like one or the other. Now I got to test it again. Dimitri confirmed it. I asked him the other day and he said, yeah, no, it still kills it. So it would be nice. Okay. So here's the challenge. How can I lightly hear some music that I want to hear, and the stream can kind of hear, especially like through some of these boring sections of highway, and perhaps the stream doesn't care, I don't know, but still have text-to-speech coming in, still listen to some music, real-time IRL, I think it's, or IRL chat, which one is, no, real-time IRL is the location one. IRL chat, there is the one that does the chat and allows me to, you know, put all my commands to go to privacy and stuff like that. If Dimitri's not around, stop the stream, start to, you know, go to privacy. Now Dimitri has thrown out a couple of times. Is this guy gonna go? Yeah, he's gonna go. It's all right, bud. I got you. I got you. Okay, so it is true. Dimitri, you were right again. So I need I think I'm already configured for chats, both chats on Moblin. So I'm probably going to have to spend a day. Well, first of all, I need to get together with you and talk about some strategies on. Oh, it's 75. No wonder why people are. Let's bump the speed up a little bit, people. Bump it up a little. Oh, is it? Okay. I mean, I'm okay with. Look, I've gotten. I think. Yeah. You mean like right now? Or you mean like now, like at some point when I get home? I mean, in all honesty, I'm okay with a pinned message in YouTube chat, because I do that every time when I start the stream. I pin a message, say, hey, text-to-speech does not work on YouTube. I see. I just wonder if I actually have them properly configured. I think the last time I was in the phone messing with Moblin was like a month ago. Okay. That's what I thought. I remember that was the thing, and I was thinking, like, damn, you're gonna have to do that every time you start a session. You have to go grab the ID. I don't know. I'm gonna have to just like figure out the workflow. Like I said, all honestly, I'm not gonna. Yeah. Let me just say this. For me, it wouldn't be an absolute priority that I have to have text-to-speech for YouTube. I've pretty much gotten used to pinning a message about text-to-speech not working, that I will occasionally read the chat. I'm not ignoring you. Thanks for understanding. You know, obviously you can see I'm driving, you know. Gotta wonder if it's a limitation or if they know something we don't. Alright, starting to feel a little crosswinds. Not too much, but I'm getting some hints of crosswinds. We shouldn't get 2 minutes because I mean we're out early. I mean the crosswinds really don't get going till things start heating up, ground heats up. I don't know, the music thing's got me interested though. If it's not too much of a challenge too. That's the other thing, Dad Life. I'm like, I'm an old fuck. I'm not like in the days of my youth where, like, man, I was into coding and, you know, had game servers up for when we played Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, Arma. You know, I'm familiar with HTML, PHP, some JavaScript. I'm a plug and play kind of guy now. I do not like to tinker anymore. That's why I keep Dimitri on the books. Give me quick streaming solutions. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. Like I said, I don't think it's important. All right. Yeah. That's going to be a big challenge. Like I said. And that's the thing is right now. That's kind of why I'm like also a little bit hesitant to, because like right now I am so turn on, plug, play, boom, go. Like not complicated, just go, you know. If it's a motorcycle stream, simple. If it's a third person POV, it's simple. If it's first person POV, even simpler. If it's a local stream, all going to be like not remote places, simple, because I just, instead of the satellite, I put the AT&T on as my third internet. If it's going to be remote stuff like this, I throw the satellite on the motorcycle or the truck if I'm going driving somewhere. You know, it's just, it's all set. And occasionally I'll bring out my little bit more complex, where, you know, I use the HDMI cameras, you know, the Sony AX or my Feiyutech Pocket 2S, or I call it my dad cam, my 4K, what is it, a Sony AX55. You know, those are all like HDMI outputs, you know, which those throw some really nice streams, you know. Not saying the DJI is not good. I do think that there's definitely some good stream quality advantages if you have a really good camera and HDMI. But then you gotta deal with you gotta wonder what they were using. Yeah, for sure. I would almost do an HDMI setup on this, but I've learned that from the bicycles that a lot of like vibrations just mess with your HDMI cable way too much, you know. Now if I'm in my truck, I'll do HDMI like no brainer, no questions asked. Do a 2-camera setup. Put the AX on the pillar, on the B pillar on the right hand side, put the Feiyutech on roof mount, you know, multi-camera setup with my HDMI switcher, picture in picture. I would like to do that on this. I just don't, because I think that would be great if I could get a camera on the pole and then a camera right here, you know, and then I could put the HDMI switcher right here on top of the tank. But I don't know, I just think I don't know, unless I could probably look at, you know, these iPhones up here. I know you all can't see them, but the 2 iPhones that are right in front of me right here are on those quad lock the motorcycle vibration mounts. I wonder if I could, I'm sure I could configure putting the HDMI switcher on one of those. But then again, I'm just like, that's complexity. That goes down the path of, sure, it'll be great
you know, picture in picture, you know, and switch. I could do side by side with that switcher. Yeah, because it's like, see, one HDMI, two. I'd have to run that HDMI cable. I'd have to like figure out how to route it down and out under the seat and through and then up here. This one would be easy. And I do have a lot of those HDMI cables that are like, they got the coils. So it's mini HDMI coil with a full-size HDMI. So you're looking at like, no, really it's actually two HDMIs because I forgot that HDMI switcher I have does USB UVC into the Bella box. Even though I could probably, it does have an HDMI out, you could run it HDMI, but I usually just run it with the USB UVC. Which is a combination, it powers it and it does the video. That's a nice little HDMI switcher. I have a 3-camera HDMI switcher though. That one you have to use the HDMI out to the Bella box. Yeah, I don't know, I'll try it sometime, but I think right now just simple is best, you know. Like, this is not, from all the feedback I get, nobody really complains about this POV. All the comments on YouTube are like, oh, this is such a cool view, you know. It's like, I think people like this view. Miles to Vaughn. It's kind of a long drive through this way. this long, lonely highway. Doesn't seem right. My range is showing 154 miles. Wonder why. Oh, no wonder why, yeah. My consumption's down to 35. It's averaging around 35 miles per gallon right now. I see. So going the way I did, I went, you know, when I ride those much slower roads, my consumption was over 40, like usually like 45. Yeah, 30, 32. We might make a fuel stop in Vaughn, just in case. I have to remember that, like, yeah, when you're kind of beelining it, trying to get home quick, your range is going to be down. I will say I do, from my perspective, other than I just wanted to get home early. My first choice, though, would be to go back the way I did, and you know, just be a longer day, slower, more scenic, you know, better fuel consumption. Versus doing this kind of riding, you know, it's just, not saying it's bad. It's just, my preference is just definitely the slower highways. Enjoying the ride, seeing roads you haven't seen before, seeing things you haven't seen before. Like this, I've seen this before. There's a lot of it out here. My back feels a lot better today. Not sure why that is. Maybe because of like the less crosswinds, I don't know. Like those constant little tense moments, you know, where you're having to readjust and fight the crosswind a little bit. Like right here, it's just hit the cruise control and go, relax, you know. So I don't have all that tension in my shoulder, between my shoulder blades I normally get. Man, that's a big cow. Knot. That's pretty low, right? I'm trying to remember. It's like trying to remember the ratio. It's like 2.5. Is it 2.5 or something like that per knot or something? Or no? Per 3? I don't remember. Really? Okay. Well, it doesn't feel that bad right now. But I think I want to say yesterday was probably, well, you know, it was also later in the afternoon where I think those had to be up to like 15 to 20, it felt like. I mean, I'm not feeling it much at all right now. I mean, every now and then just a slight little push, but like these trees aren't really even moving like they were yesterday. Keep drinking my water. Felt a little sideways gust right there. Yeah, me too. She's swell. Oh man, yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, Doggadale, I caught a lot of them. So I will definitely make some clips. You can check the VOD, but we got quite a few last night. Boy, they were all over the place. I got one on the stream that was actually holding a burrito. And we even caught a couple that were out early this morning too. So yeah, as I was leaving the hotel coming through Roswell, we had quite a few on the stream this morning. So we will definitely get those clipped and shared. Whoa, look at this. We got a guy waving out here. What's this guy doing? Oh, is he pointing at the other guy? He's pointing at the other guy. Look at this. Look at it. How do you know those weren't real? Oh wow, this road just goes on and goes on and goes on, doesn't it? Wow. I keep expecting to like crest a hill and like see something other than this. School Kenworth W900. More cars are hauling ass. Move over to the right a little bit before they disturb my wind. Still disturb my wind. All right, move along, move along. I think I'm going to get one of those bubble seats. Saw somebody using one on a YouTube video. I know it's got to work because that's what I used to use on my rowing machine. used to get the bubble wrap from the shipping packages, and I'd put them on the rower seat. But it can't be the like small bubble wrap. It has to be those tubular, the long tube bubble wraps. The kind that they usually wrap hard drives in. Those work perfect for the rowing machine. Until I got a nice gel seat pad. 10 minutes, huh? Hey, Reg, can I ask you a favor? I could probably do it myself when I stop up here, but I was going to check to see if Google Maps is showing that there's still construction or something in Carnuel. Slowing up. I know there's a project going on, and it seems to back up either just before Carnuel going through or Tijedas going up to Carnuel. I hadn't fully decided if I'm going to stay on highway or interstate all the way going home. I might jump on a side road in Moriarty maybe. Stop in Bonn, I'll probably pull up the Google Maps real quick to see if it's showing red or anything through there. be okay. Like I said, I might jump off on the side road at Moriarty anyways. Not always a big fan of being on the interstate. I almost considered, instead of heading 285 to Klein's Corners and jumping on the interstate, I almost considered going Vaughn, continuing all the way through to, what do you come through, Estancia, right? And then head up to Moriarty. I almost considered going that way. It's definitely a little bit longer because you kind of got to come back and then work your way back to it, I think, if I remember looking at the map. Oh, the temperature dropped again. Feeling that cold air again. Looking at the map thinking like, maybe I'll go that way I don't have to jump on the interstate, but whew, man, that's the temperature's dropping again. Starting to get a little chill. That's kind of my plan. I'll see how I feel when I get on it. I especially don't like the interstate dropping through the canyon there. Just, I don't know. I mean, I do it, and I've done it a lot, but it just seems like there's always accidents there. People not paying attention to their speeds, dropping down from Cedillo Hill down in. And then it's also, I think it's grooved concrete through there. Yeah, that. And it's grooved concrete. If I remember right, it's grooved concrete, which, if you know anything about motorcycles, it's you know, it really depends on your tread pattern and everything, but the grooved concrete is generally no bueno for motorcycles. I was watching a video where somebody crashed on some grooved concrete bridge, but granted, they were riding. They were also riding an older, well, it's new, but it's like vintage style. So they had more like retro tires. So rather than like, so the tire tread was straight, like old school, you know, straight groove treads, which they're cool tires, you know, nothing bad about them, but they did that thing where they locked. They kind of like locking the grooves, and then it kind of sends her in the rhythm, and then she went into a death wobble and lost it. So they say that if you do see groove concrete, you kind of want to like sweep across it so that you don't get locked in. Now a lot of the newer tires nowadays, the way they do the tread patterns in these diagonals, you know, that's less likely to happen. But they still say it's a good idea that if you see the groove concrete kind of crisscross weave across it so you don't get locked in. It just sends well, for her situation, it just sent the right harmonics, the right vibrations, that it just put her steering wheel just started wobbling slightly, and then all of a sudden it was just start tank slapping and sent her. Something Doodle, I think, is her YouTube channel. Something Doodle. Can't think of her YouTube channel name, but I've been following her. A lot of her videos are pretty cool. Cruise control, and man, the bike immediately slowed down. No wonder why the fuel consumption is so what is it at now? Well, I slowed down, so I'm up at 60 miles per gallon, 50. But yeah, as soon as I turned that cruise control off, it like slowed down. So I was definitely feeling some wind there. If I remember right, there's usually a state trooper or two that really likes to patrol this area. No, Siri, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Oh my God, she had to reply with okay. I think this intersection is on that game that I play, American Truck Simulator. Yeah, I think you come from here and then, oh yeah, the way station's right there. You always get pulled into there. That's pretty funny. Can't get in there. Man, they got tap and pay gas stations out here in the middle of nowhere. Kinda like that. Decline? What the? Come on, I'm trying to pay credit. Okay. Perhaps I need to do that. Come on. I really need to keep my card. Come on. It says, do not remove card. Oh my gosh. Surely it can't be the card. It's like, let's try another. Let's see what's going on here. Insert debit. Okay. It's got to be their machine. Oh my gosh. Alright, I guess we're just not going to get gas here, y'all, because I don't know if I have any other choices. Is there another gas station? I don't really want to go in. What if I should try the other machine or something? Let me back up, try the other machine. Okay, not allowed. Alright, y'all, I guess I gotta go inside. I don't really need gas, but I figure I'd just go ahead and top off here. So let me take this helmet off.
I think the microphone's still in my helmet, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back out. Hello, we are back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull over. Oh, there's a cat out there in the field. I'm going to pull over up the road up here real quick, just to kind of stop and stretch a little bit. Let's see if we find a place over here. An old hotel there. I did want to stop and take a moment to stretch my legs out, and I got a breakfast sandwich, so I don't want to stop and eat that. That probably would have been a good place to stop right there.
Yeah, that probably was my opportunity back there. We'll find a place. Oh, there's an Allsup's. Could have gone to an Allsup's. Let me take this microphone out. There we go. I wanted to stop, stretch my legs out real quick. I did get me a breakfast sandwich here. Looks pretty good. What is this, a bagel with egg and bacon. A green chili burrito. How come my Texas speech is not working again? I know I shut my helmet off. Hang on, y'all. If I gotta reset this app or something, it's not it's not coming on.
Text to speech enabled.
There we go. All right, let's see what I missed here. Welcome to Vaughn. I'm AFK getting a refreshing beverage. Mama cleaned us out. What's wrong? All his cars be declining. Yeah. I told her it was her machines because it worked inside the store. Mom with emotional support. $7 a gallon for premium. Wow. At 100K channel points, can we get redemption to eat green chili bird? I think I read that. Sandwiches and sandwiches. I need to start learn how to use those channel points. I gotta talk to Dimitri. Somebody painted boobies on the wall there. Definitely like this light wind kind of day here versus the windy day like the other day.
Pimp Left said, sandwich looks good.
It is pretty good. It's not too bad for being a gas station sandwich. How are you doing this morning, Pimp?
Pimp Left said, not bad. Getting ready for a long bike ride.
There you go. I could appreciate that. All right. We're not going to be out on the road too long. We'll get going here. Just wanted to eat this sandwich here real quick. I ate a breakfast sandwich this morning. And I thought that would do me until I got home, but I'm still kind of hungry. And I'm all out of cookies that the missus made me. I ate all those last night. I was in the hotel watching a movie. All right, everybody. We're gonna get back on the road here. Try to do it better, even though we're not going to be out near as long as yesterday. I'm going to try to do a better job hydrating. I mean, I did drink throughout the ride, but definitely could tell that I did not keep up on the hydration like I should have, by all means.
All right, here we go, y'all. We might stop one more time. I don't know. Before we saying, hey, we're just gonna finish this ride off and head home. We might stop one more time. We'll see how it goes. Oh shoot! I should probably. Let's see if we can do this here. I meant to put a little bit more chapstick on my lips before I put the helmet on. Let me see if I can do this without taking the helmet off. Oh my god. Yeah, you can do it. It requires a different little bit different puckering method. But it's definitely doable. Well, at least we get out of the sun hitting us on the side of the face for a little bit until we start heading north again. That sandwich was pretty good. It had a lot of bacon in it. Definitely did a good job on loading it with bacon. Oh, you know what? I didn't even turn my helmet back on. Yeah. It's a good thing nobody was saying anything in the chat. This little rest area? Oh yeah. Interesting spot for a little rest area. I gotta remember to disable SIRI before I go on a ride. But then I got to be able to quickly, well, I guess I don't have to quickly turn it on, but be able to turn it on when I do need to make some demands. Not requests, demands. But too often there's like just audible cues that initiate. Oh, there it is again. Didn't even. I wasn't even talking to you, Siri. Mexico folks get pulled over for speeding. Ohio is one place you do not want to mess around with speeding. I've learned that. When I lived in Ohio, just outside Cleveland, Independence, Ohio, little town, little burb outside of Cleveland. And when I would travel often between Cleveland, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Chicago, and I tell you what, State Patrol, they don't mess around. They're in Ohio. Yeah. Yep. Ports it. Yeah, I wish I could figure out how to play some music. Well, not so much for myself, because like I said, it would be nice to have a little light background music and something that the stream could enjoy too, especially for some of these stretches of highways, without getting in trouble with YouTube at the same time, because we are live on YouTube, so it tends to be more, not that it's not an issue on Twitch, because if Twitch gets several VODs where you have copyrighted music, then they eventually switch you to where your VODs are going to go auto unpublish, right? Where YouTube, it's a whole different animal, which is why I made my own music. Y'all, if you didn't know, I'm a Spotify artist. You can find me as Power Karma on Spotify. Copyright free DMCA, strike free music that you can listen to on your streams. I got a variety of music for whatever you want. Your workout, your bicycle ride. I designed all my music mostly with the idea of riding my bicycle in mind. Whether you want a nice high tempo or just easy chill. Zone 1, Zone 2. Look at that. Flag is sitting still. Gotta love that. But it would be nice to like just play some of the music that I like, you know? Some of the 80s that I grew up with, some Rush, you know? Van Halen, the Bangles, Belinda Carlisle. Some good old 80s music. Couldn't believe, this was quite a while ago this happened, but went to go listen to, just give you an idea how long ago this was. This is at least 13, 14, maybe 15 years ago. But, I was in the parking lot picking up my daughter from kindergarten. And I decided to turn on an oldies station, you know, thinking I'm going to hear like oldies, like my mom's oldies, you know. And they were playing U2, with or without you, on the oldies station. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't know how to respond to that.
You? I think I got a follow on the Twitch. Hey, I didn't see who it was. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. You too. On an oldie station. But if you think about it, I mean, shit. I mean, we're talking. What year was that? Let me think here. Oh wait, it was at least 2013. Okay, 2013. Hell, that song that they were playing. What was it? With or Without You. I heard that song for the first time. Believe it or not, very ironic that we're talking about that song. I heard that song for the first time driving on this road going the opposite way to Roswell with my best friend at the time, Greg Tafoya. We were going to a bicycle race. We were juniors. We were in his dad's red Ford Ranger. We had our bicycles loaded up. We were headed to Roswell, go to a bicycle race. He popped that cassette in, Joshua Tree. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I heard U2 for the first time on a cassette tape in 1986. So if you think about it, it is technically an oldie, right? I mean, it is an oldie. But damn, don't make me feel that old. Yep. Spot on. We were tracking. We were about the same age then. But heck yeah, that's weird. We're talking about that song, and my buddy and I, we were driving the opposite direction on this road, going to Roswell to a bike race, and he played that cassette. Easily, without sitting here hurting my brain thinking about it. But yeah, I'd say easily. I mean, if you consider I'm 57, I was about 16, 17 at the time. Well, no, I'd have to, yeah, hold on, let me think about it. Yeah, somewhere between 16 and 17, because I was still racing junior. I was racing junior, so 54. Oh yeah, definitely older. I didn't. I started racing senior men category 4 when I was 17, I think. Let me think about that. Yeah, I was really in 1987. It sucked, man. I was just kind of hitting my prime and getting really good as a junior, and was like winning races on a regular versus losing races. And all because of like how USA Cycling does the licensing, your racing age versus your birth year. And so it always kind of, because my birthday is like way out in December, and so I was just like, I don't want to get into it. But in '87, I was racing senior men because that was my birth year, was 18. So all my other buddies, Robert, Greg, everybody got to race junior, keep racing junior, and I was racing senior men 3, 4. There was no category 5 back then, back in the day, guys. Y'all. Didn't understand it, but it's how it was. I felt like, well, I just turned 17. Like, come on, let me race junior, you know? But no, they considered me a senior man that whole year, because I turned 18 in that year. Same thing. It's your birth year is your race age or something like that. It's all right. I mean, I was kicking some senior men butt too, you know, at the time, because, like I said, I had literally just reached my prime. It was like a year or two of learning and growing and getting faster and better, riding with strong people. And keep in mind, we had like a lot of world record holders here in this area at that time. You had like John Fry, Kent Bostic, Altamirano. I mean, the who's who of racing back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, I was on regular group rides with him every Sunday, you know. One year, I think it was 1986, no, I think it was 87, we finished the tour of the Rio Grande Valley. Get this, 100 miles. It's a little over 100. I think it was like 102, but you know, it's a century ride. We finished, I'm pretty sure it was 1987, we finished the tour of the Rio Grande Valley in 3 hours and 45 minutes. You could just imagine, like, the who's who of the racing community in New Mexico at the time was there. And it was just an echelon, just non-stop, just hauling ass. Oh, yeah. We were flying, and there were 2 tandems on them. One of them had John Fry, and I think... Yeah. Some vintage steel, right? Yeah, I was on my Columbus SL. Yeah, I think it was an SL frame. Chinelli. Yeah, that was the day. Those were the days. John Fry, I don't remember who was on the tandem on him. Y'all know who I talk about when I talk about John Fry, right? John Fry was the, up until a year ago, he was the 40K time trial record holder here in Moriarty, New Mexico. His record finally fell, I think it was last year or maybe the year before. But it was a standing record since the 80s. But he was on a tandem with someone, and there was another fast crew on a tandem, so we had 2 tandems, and there was probably about like 30 others of us. That group was just full throttle the whole way. If you all don't know who I'm talking about, John Fry, Kent Bostic, look it up. You'll know who I'm talking about. Kent Bostic too, man. Oh man, he was a beast. I remember one time there was a time trial we call it the Sandia Crest Time Trial, which is our mountain up there in Albuquerque. I don't remember where I was. I can't remember if I was coming down or sitting somewhere near the finish line or before the finish line. That guy was climbing that mountain so fast, like breathing the entire way, that he had like this web of slime and snot coming out of his nose, down his face, down his chin, all over his jersey. It just like, and I mean, I know what he was doing. He was deep breathing and obviously going as fast as he could and just blowing out excess whatever all over the place. But man, it was just, So first of all, he's going up a steep mountain. He went by so fast. And just listening to the breathing and then watching just like all that slime and snot all over his chin and is epic, I would say. These windmills all over the place. Here, somebody on the, can't tell if he's getting on or if he's like halfway off the road or looks like he's limping. He is definitely limping. Limping home. Were you there? Don't tell me you were there. Okay, 2015. Oh, skating, okay. Yeah, I'd be thinking for a minute, I'm like, are we talking cycling or what? Because I literally deleted the catalog of all the photos I took from Masters National Championships, cycling championships, the last 2 years that they did it here, which was, you know, I think at least a couple of years ago now. Can't remember what years exactly. But I was like, man, you're gonna make me go look through my photos, see if I actually caught a photo of you. We're talking two different sports. Either I sped up or this guy is slowed down. Which is it? I mean, I'm on cruise control, so I don't know which it is. No, he's not paying attention. That's what it is. YouTube chat. YouTube chat's been a little quiet lately. But if you just happen to be there sitting there watching the stream, hopefully you're enjoying the ride. You might hear me sound like I'm talking to myself a lot, but I'm actually live streaming on Twitch, and the text-to-speech does work there, so I'm usually talking to some of the people there. But I do tend to talk to myself as well a lot. But if you're sitting there in the YouTube chat, take a moment and drop me a like on the live stream. It'll help the algorithm push my live stream out to other viewers. It'd be much appreciated. It's free of charge too. All you have to do is click that little thumbs up button. We got somebody in the YouTube chat. Let's see here. This is dope AF. Says, looks like I see Big Bear. I can't read much more than this. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you dropping in the chat. You think this is dope? You should have seen the ride yesterday. You're gonna have to go. Gotcha. Okay. You should have seen the ride yesterday. Coming a little bit more scenic route to Roswell. Coming through the mountains. Oh, I just realized this zipper's open. It has my wallet in it. That's not good. That is not good. This is like I said, it's been a minute since I've been on this road. I think the last time I was on this road was going to race in Carlsbad, bicycle race in Carlsbad, like 2012 maybe. Oh, I kind of remember all these hills and everything. Stretch them out. Man, I just used the bathroom back there in Vaughn, and I already gotta go to the bathroom again. Does that mean I'm catching up on my hydration? I think so. The ride out to Roswell is, even though I had my hydration on, a little behind on my hydration, and today I think between last night and this morning I'm catching up on my hydration. Now I gotta go to the bathroom again. say, I definitely don't remember all these windmills out here. Oh, that was a little side gust right there. It's the first little crosswind I felt in a little while. Actually, there's quite a bit of. Now I understand why there's windmills out here. I'm feeling quite a bit of getting pushed around a little bit over here. Why are none of them moving? I always wondered that, like, why are some moving, some not? Is it that they stop them, or does it have something to do with the winds just can't always push it? So I guess that's going to be something I'm going to have to Google at some point and figure that out. It's kind of funny though, it only interests me when I think about it. But by the time I get home, me and this old brain, I'm not going to remember to do it. I'm going to care less when I get home. I'm going to be thinking more about jumping on the lady. I'll leave that up for interpretation. And then taking a nap. I'm sure my buddy John's going to want to, he's probably going in, what do you call it, Anno 1800 withdrawal, since I wasn't home. He did this yesterday. Well, we played a little bit yesterday morning before I got ready for the live stream. But we've been playing usually early morning on Saturday and Sunday, playing a little Anno 1800. An Anno withdrawal right now. None of these are moving. They are all stationary. Just me, or did I hear something? Get in for 40. Oh, that's what I was about to say. 58 miles. Yeah, we may have to take a quick break somewhere. We'll see. I think there's a rest stop coming up, if I recall. I have to think about that. I think there's one. Maybe we'll stop there real quick, use the restroom, take a quick break. And from there I'll make a decision on whether we take interstate all the way back or jump on the side road back. Funny, this little curve and this little downhill curve or uphill, depending which way. This is in American. This section of road is in American Truck Simulator. Yeah, I can already tell. The big problem is going to be. I know I'm on a big motorcycle and everything, and this here can generally handle it, but there's just something about being out here on the interstate and like the trucks disrupting your wind and just knocking you all around. Like, I'm not moving anywhere, it's not being blown across the road or anything like a crosswind or anything like that, but it's just, you know, just like when you're out here dealing with it, it's just so exhausting. Like that truck up there is, and he's moving too, so I could probably go to pass him, but it's going to require me to jump up like 90, 100 miles an hour. So like, I might as well just let him go. I mean, he's hauling ass. Definitely an owner-operator, not working for a fleet, not at that speed. Believe me, if he was working for a fleet, he's going to be locked down 65, 67 miles an hour. He don't care how much fuel he's burning. He's got places to go. Oh, he's slowing down now. Maybe he is a fleet truck. Right on. You know, I'd have to say, this is a little change of subject here. I got this brand new DJI Mic Mini in the helmet, and I brought my two Mic 2s as spares. I brought the Mic Mini because, one, it's much smaller, much compact, fits inside the helmet a lot better. Like it's literally like right here towards the left of my chin. Put a little strip of magnet on some 3M and put it right to the inside of the helmet, and so I can literally just drop the mic in and the magnet will attach to it, just lightly attached to it, like it's not going to go anywhere. But I think we calculated that my stream altogether yesterday was probably somewhere around 7 to 7.5 hours. And the mic died about, I don't know, within 10 or 15 minutes of getting into Roswell. What's disappointing about that is that the battery life on the Mic Mini is supposedly supposed to be upwards of like 12 to 14 hours. I didn't even get 10 hours, let alone 8. A little pointed on granted, don't get me wrong, it's better than the 4 hours, because those mics are, I put it that way because they're in my backpack, in the zip, just in case I got to pull one out again. You know, those are known to be like 3 to 4.5-ish battery life, which is usually, you know, in the general vicinity of the time of, like, most of my streams fall under that. But these longer ones, you know, these 5 and 6, 8-hour ones, which I don't do a lot of, but I do plan to definitely increase that. That's one reason why I got the Mic Mini. On the battery life, yeah, I probably will be writing a scathing review on the battery life. But I mean, 8 hours was still good, don't get me wrong. Like, I just was surprised that it did run out. I don't think it was 8 hours though. I think Dimitri helped me do the math yesterday. He's much smarter than I am. I want to say it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 7. I have to really think about, like, the time from the time that I actually fired up the stream. Well, not even so much the stream, because I usually fire up the camera, the mic, and have the Bella box and everything ready to go generally long before I actually start the stream. You know, anywhere from 30 to 40 to up to an hour, just depends on, like, what I'm doing, you know, if I'm getting ready. I want to say that I think it was about a 7.5 hour battery life on that thing. That's what I think I got. Alright, we are gonna get past this truck because he is definitely disrupting some wind here. Yeah, we'll get past this one. Oh, this little rest area is closed anyway, so I've got to go on to the next one. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm pleased with it, don't get me wrong, but, like, come on. I mean, 7.5, 8 hours and the battery dies when you're supposed to be up to, I don't think I'm wrong in saying 12 to 14. It's well over 10. DJI, I know you're not listening to me. If you ever do want to sponsor my YouTube channel, I'm always ready, but I gotta tell you, I'm not pleased with that battery life. It was not the advertised battery life for sure. Boy, that truck seems to be catching up again. I don't want him in front of me, so we're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. It's still a great mic, don't get me wrong. I love the compact size. It was nice to actually have some longevity on the battery.
Battery is at 99%.
can get off on this exit to get to Moriarty. Yeah, you can. You know what? I think this is the place. Yeah. Hold on, let me look. I think it is. I was watching, I think it was Netflix. I can't remember. I think it might have been Netflix. But this little, it's like a truck stop, strip club. So I think that's, I want to say that's it right there. It was kind of a odd little Netflix thing. I'm trying to remember the premise, but I think it was two girls that were traveling. They were from California, maybe New York, and they were pretty much just coming here to see what it's like to work in the strip club there. I don't know if that was it or not right there, but it's kind of an unusual documentary, which I tend to watch a lot of unusual documentaries. No stopping. But they had an interesting storyline. I'll say that they connected with one of the locals that actually lives here in Moriarty. Kind of did some in-depth interview with her. Stonegate Sod Farm. You wonder where most of the sod, the grass, sod comes from. It's usually right here. They grow it, they cut it, they roll it, and ship it to all the Home Depots, Lowe's, and whoever else sells sod. Plug and play grass, y'all. Buy it in rolls, prep your yard, roll it out, connect it like little Lego blocks, like tiles. Probably unheard of for some people. So much nicer riding when you don't have wind blowing you all around. So I'm glad I got an early start before the winds pick up. stop here? Nah, I'm gonna keep going. I was thinking about stopping here, jumping off, taking a. We're gonna go ahead a little bit more. You know. You can already see the Sandia Mountains out. So we live on the other side of that mountain. Always a welcome scene when you get this close and it's like, you're almost home. You just gotta get on the other side of that mountain. And then, for whatever reason, this drive from Moriarty to the mountain just seems to go by so quick. Uh-oh, what do we got here? Okay, I see. Guys turning. I don't know if it's me or what. It seems like there are a lot of trucks that are running faster nowadays. Yeah, here's another one that's just like, it's got to be an owner-operator as well. Let's see here. Yep, owner-operator. I guess when you're an owner-operator, you just don't, you just like to burn it. Yeah? Time is money, money's time. I care less about how expensive diesel fuel is. Gotta roll it and get the next load. Some motorized cycle racing going on out here today in Moriarty. Exit 187 close. Use 181. I'm trying to think what 187 is. 187. Basically, got to work your way back. Good. I didn't want to stop here anyway. Fleet truck. He's doing about what you would expect a lot of these trucks to be doing. A lot of those other trucks I passed back there were definitely owner ops. They were 70 plus. Closer to 75. See how quickly that mountain just, like, before you know it, you leave Moriarty and it seems like you're just closer to the mountain, closer to the mountain, closer to the mountain. Next thing you know, you're on the other side of it and you're almost home. Text-to-speech working again? Or not working again, I should say. I think, or everybody's gone quiet on me. I am definitely talking to myself. Ah, there we go. It's live. It's live. Just listen to me talk to myself. You listen to me talk to myself. Some of the best therapy, isn't it? I know. I know. It's therapy. You know, you kind of get your everything out. You gotta get it all out. Talk about this. Talk about that. Nobody else is listening, but I'm pretty sure you're listening to yourself, you know. But as they always say, you can lie to your friends, you can lie to your family, but don't lie to yourself. So if you make a habit of talking to yourself, just don't lie to yourself. That's what I'm talking about. This is one reason why I usually avoid this area. It's because it kind of gets down to where you start dropping into the canyon and everything like that, and they drop the speed through here. Like, it drops down to 65 in some cases. It is what they call a safety corridor, and then it will come back to 2 lanes, and then you're sweeping through, and you got cars that are still going like 80 plus through here, you know. It's also this, what do you call it, this grooved concrete that I was talking about that's not like ideal for motorcycles. Now, again, there's several things that kind of... Oh, hang on, man. I got to get around this truck. He is disrupting my wind really bad. And see, that's what I'm talking about. They just like... you're picking up speed through here. But when you're on this grooved... Oh my God, it's like a truck right on my ass. That's what I'm talking about. It's just like, that's why I usually avoid this section. But when you're on that grooved concrete, it's a good idea to kind of like weave through it so you don't get tracked in it. There's usually so many accidents right through this canyon too. Yeah, locked in is the term. Locked. Tread locked. I don't know, my tires are pretty good high performance tires. They got the diagonal cross hatching versus straight hatching, straight tread grooves. I still weave through it regardless. You do feel a difference though in how the bike feels and everything when you're on that grooved concrete. So close. I almost want to just take a break just because I think it'll kind of help that home stretch, but part of me just wants to just drive it home. Just drive it home. Could certainly use a little leg stretch. Get my hand break from the grip. It's little nicer when you can run the cruise control into Jerris, huh? I don't know where I can use the restroom though. The exit. So, it's like I'll just like chillax a little bit. I'll just slow my pace down a little bit and lock the cruise control, give my hand a break. There we go. I was trying to say, back there, when you're on those nice roads, less traffic, just lock into the cruise control, just relax. You know, you can take one arm off the handlebar, stretch your shoulder a little bit, take another one off. Generally though, when you're in this kind of stuff here is where you just really want to be paying attention, especially to everything. Y'all don't realize like how much I am always looking at my mirrors, always aware of what's in front of me, and aware of what's behind me, and how fast it's coming up behind me. I'd take your word from earlier. I didn't even look, but I figured maybe it's okay to get through. I mean, let's put it like this. Generally, if I'm on the side road down there, this is usually all backed up. You could see it from down there. Looks like we're flowing. We are moving right through. Hey, look at that. The flag's sitting still too. That's good. Man, we really beat the winds today. This is why I got to get out earlier more often on those live streams instead of getting out at like 10:30 like I have been. Got to get out early, beat the winds. That way you can kind of come back and relax. So fun on that side though. No, or not. or not. Welcome back to Albuquerque, everybody. Welcome back. Carnuel, I did too. Well, I wouldn't call him a friend. He was definitely an acquaintance. Worked with him at Cummins when I worked at Cummins. He lived just like literally right off. If you take that side road and just past the bridge, you turn right and he lived down in there. Back in the day when it was called Cummins Southwest, I think it's called Cummins Rocky Mountain. Solar engineer. Yep. And my tush is definitely going to need a break. We're just going to push it all the way home, folks. Welcome to Albuquerque, everybody. By the way, if I didn't say that, we are officially in the city limits. I can't see my... Looks like I achieved another objective too, and that was to get home early. We did get home early. Yeah. 9:40, okay. I can see it now. Dummy me, I got a clock right on the motorcycle instrumentation there. I confirm. I got so much glare on the phones I can't see, but I got a clock right in front of me on the instrument. 3:38, really? Oh, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense, yeah, because, I mean, I pretty much fired up the stream as I was getting the bike ready. So the first thing I did was put the battery, the satellite, and everything on the bike, and then started the stream, and then went inside and finished packing everything else up. So that makes sense. And a couple of breaks, right? Well, how many breaks? Did I only do one break? Well, kind of like two, right? If you consider stopping for gas and then stopping to eat, so it's actually one break. It's pretty good. It's definitely why I'm probably itching for another break, though, for sure. Trying to determine which way I want to take home. I think I might jump off at the university exit, take the frontage road, all the way to 2nd Street. That's what I think I'll do today. this green light. No, I didn't think so. It's all good. We needed a little break anyways. Oh, God. Oh. I just realized the backpack or the seat rest is like bouncing around in the bottom right of the seam back there.
I am tired. Oh, I don't even know if I should try. There's no way they're going to give me this green light. Didn't think so. Seems like either you're going to get these green lights all the way through, or you're going to get stopped at both of them. Yes, finally. It seems like there is a pattern though where if you catch the light early, like all the way back there, the first light, then you catch the second one, you catch this one. But that is just so rare timing. Other than that, it's like you're going to get stopped at each one of these lights. Your Friday on a Sunday, huh? Kind of nice. Are you trying to tell me I'm fat? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I think Rat's Den just called me fat. Yo, Rat, you want to play some Anno? I'm obviously going to need some time to unpack and everything, but out of here, are you really a truck driver? That's cool. Yeah, I'll be home in like 10 minutes. Like I said, it won't take me too long to unpack. Like I said, I didn't pack much. I just packed like a day's worth of clothes, and most of the stuff is wool, so that I packed, so I got to rewear a lot of stuff that, you know, I'm actually gonna invest in some more wool, smart merino wool products, yo. Tell you what, breathable, lightweight, antibacterial, doesn't hold odor. I was looking at some merino wool underwear I might even buy. Everybody, I think it's like just before this light or sometime after the next light. I'm going to go ahead and pull over and we'll go ahead and raid out the live stream. So start doing my conclusion now. Yeah, it's after this light. Usually pull up in front of that the Albuquerque Police Department, the recruiting academy. I usually shut the stream down when I come this way. But thanks again, everybody, for
joining another stream, Twitch and YouTube. Great 2 days of streaming. Nice ride. Ride out to Roswell was really nice. We saw many aliens. We got a lot of evidence of it on the live stream, everybody. And then we had a nice quick ride. Yeah, anytime, Rich. Appreciate you watching. We had also another good day today. The return trip home. All right, take it easy. Hey, just FYI, I do work for a large trucking company. I don't want to say which one, but I work for one of the largest ones. So yeah, everybody, that's going to do it for today. We'll see you around on the next one, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're sitting there in the YouTube chat. And if you want to see any of the aliens that we saw yesterday and this morning, you're just going to have to go back to the VOD or wait till I post the clips. But we did actually catch a lot of alien beings in Roswell, even a couple of UFOs. So we will see you around on the next one. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid out to. Let's see who is on. Boy, why is it always so hard for me to find my stream manager? Oh, it's because you gotta... I still can't find it. There we go. Raid channel. Okay, let's see who we got. We got Jennifer. Relic is out again, recharging. No brakes, GPU live. I think we might send you all out to Relic again. Yeah, let's send you all out to Relic.